And it's so interesting to hear some of you guys talk because we are sometimes focusing on something and we are being asked to actually shift our focus and focus on something else because that gives that other item the freedom to do what it needs to do over here. There was some slowness to the letter, yet when he went into the chakras, he got more information. So instead of focusing on the letter, he was able to shift his focus into the chakras, and it was quick and rapid, etc. So that's what I'm kind of introducing here is this idea that if you can't get it in one place, you can come around to the other place. And so I had a coach a number of years ago who's like, you really need to focus on one thing. Right now, you're out there doing all kinds of things and you need to bring it home. What do you want to focus on, right? And at the time, I had two things going. One was the medicine wheel and one was the inner child work. And when I sat down with this coach, she honestly she works very much like me because you can hear that I can tell you that, oh, I have this coming up. It's like that the chocolate orange, right? And all the dimensions that I was talking to Al. I have all these things always popping up. And that's what this coach was like. And she says to me, yeah, I'm just really envisioning, like, she actually said this island. And I got all totally caught up in this beautiful energy of this island and the evolvement of what dragons are, etc. And really it started out with this beautiful understanding of our inner child. Our inner child are so magical, and as you know, they're very unfocused. We've all seen children play. They're over here, they're over there, they're this kind of all over the place. And I really likened that to dragonflies. Dragonflies don't sit in one spot either. They're all over the place, flitting all over the place, checking things out and what have you. And so I really likened the inner child to the dragonfly. And as the inner child felt supported and loved, so too did the dragonfly. And the dragonfly actually evolved into a dragon. That's the vision that this beautiful woman helped me to birth. And what's happened now is that I'm recognizing that it's not that the dragonfly portion of us, the little child portion of us, is evolving into dragons. It's actually about how we're connecting with that inner dragon. Interestingly enough, I was just on a call and I got to say something about, like we were doing these things where there's three things. What three things are you working with, right? Well, mine is to meet your inner dragon, get to know your inner dragon, and live your inner dragon, right? And we're all meeting our inner dragon. I actually probably, many of you have met your inner dragon because of me in a different summit or something. We're going to do that again today too, just so you know. And then it's the getting to know the inner dragon and then living that inner dragon. And that's that evolvement. So it's not necessarily about these dragons that are outside of us. So I was telling people that it's the meet, get to know, live your inner dragon. And this guy goes, so what about slaying your dragon? And I'm like, whoa. No. This isn't about slaying your dragon. When I hear slaying your dragon, I hear about this weight on your shoulders and all these, not necessarily addictions, but all these things that you're carrying around with you. You're slaying your dragon so that you can move forward. That's not what I'm offering. I want to be very, very clear because that's like an external type of energy. My thing is really understanding what this inner child, inner dragon relationship is. And the inner child is the protector. And that comes through in the things that we stop ourselves from doing, the things that we say, like, why am I reacting like this afterwards, right? Or why am I thinking this way? And when that inner child feels loved and supported, that's when our true growth really starts to be walking around. Thank you for the clarification there. What we're carrying around is baggage, not a dragon. Exactly. Eh? So this inner dragon portion of ourselves actually has shown up a lot. And I've been doing a lot of interesting kind of breath work, and I'll do that with you guys in a moment here. But it's that recognizing that that inner dragon part of ourselves is innately already a piece of us. It's very much a piece of us. Way more than any exterior dragon will ever be. Okay, so it's just like that inner child, like it is directing us and it is basically telling us what to do. When we love that inner child so that it feels supported, then that inner dragon gets more freedom than what it's already had in the past. So if you've done really cool, miraculous things, or things that you've had a day where like, oh my gosh, that was such a great day. Well, I can pretty well guarantee you that that's because your inner dragon already has been a part of your life. So I'm not introducing something new to you guys. I'm just bringing your awareness around to how you might recognize these aspects of yourself, I guess, if you will. So the inner dragon is that part of you that is showing you the way and actually giving you even more courage to take those steps. And that's what that evolvement is all about. I have dragonflies all over my wall, and I also have dragons all over my room. And I just love the energy of how all of that can come together as one. So I've told you a little bit about who and what the inner dragon is. That inner child, I'm going to reiterate, is the protector. Once it learns that it is supported and loved, then it gives free rein to the inner dragon, who is the action taker. And the action taker then becomes the protector of the inner child. The inner child doesn't have to walk around going, everything's going to go boo at me and scare me, because now the inner dragon is taking care of it, right? And that inner dragon is literally going, hey, this looks like a good idea. Let's do this. It's helping you to stand up and take care of these things, or not take care of these things, but play more, I guess you could say. So again, it really came home to me, that point about that connection. And I'm going to do it, probably the simplest way to do that is just with a bit of breath work. And I've done this, I think, with most of you before, so we'll just do it again. I want you to just take a breath, take a couple breaths. Maybe have a drink of water too, so recognize you're just breathing naturally. What I'd love for you to do now is to acknowledge your little you and recognize their breath. And now acknowledge your inner dragon breath. And you don't need to necessarily know your inner dragon, but just allow your body, allow your lungs to adapt to what an inner dragon breath wants to come through you like. Beautiful. What did that feel like? What was the difference in those three things? Either write it in the chat, or if you'd like to speak to it.
It was very interesting, because with the dragon breath, it was breathing in so much more than I would have done normally.
Okay.
And I'm already really breathing deeply in. And then after some time breathing out, it's totally different. There is more space. Is it space? Strength. It's more there. Whatever they mean with it. It's more there. It's beingness. Beingness, yeah.
Yeah, every single one of those words that you used was absolutely beautiful. There is no right or wrong to that. So every word that you use was very, very powerful. Yeah. And I think you're right. It's a state of being. Yeah. So now when you think back, Simone, and every single one of you, when you think back, that you can remember and acknowledge, I mean, this isn't the first time you've breathed like that, but you can inherently recognize that breath. And I think that's what came home for me the other day, is this realization that, this inner dragon actually has been here all along. How's that feel? That acknowledgement that that inner dragon's been here all along. Simone, how does that feel?
I can't really explain. It's just I notice the patience of the inner dragon. That patience to wait until I notice. And that knowing that I will notice. It doesn't matter when. The only thing that does matter is that I notice. So this part is really, honestly, what I said, the one who has a plan, who knows what I'm here for, who knows at some point on my journey, I will notice. And then I will change track and accept guidance. And honestly, I understand what that means because, we are trying to do it on our own for whatever reasons. Might it be that we didn't have that support? Or we think we don't need support because we have to prove how strong we are. Whatever the reason is just, it doesn't work. First, because there is nothing to fix. The answer is nothing to fix because everything is all right. And it's just coming back to yourself and look at yourself. Not in the outside, because what other people see from you is different. They have their own stories, they have their own glasses. The only one who is able to see me is me, myself, and I, all together, because it doesn't matter what's in the outside. It's really how do I see myself? Do I see myself? In the end, that question, do I see myself? Ever taken that look at myself instead of looking what other people think about me? And when you notice that, it isn't important about others. It's about how you see yourself and make peace with who you are, and that there is nothing to change because everything is all right. And to come back to treat yourself the way how you treat others. That really brings everything back. We are not maybe because we are taught. I recognize with myself, I'm kind to others. When I see someone who needs help, I do it. I'm not asking. I'm just doing it because I know that person just needs that help. But, with conditioning and stuff, whatever the reasons are, is most of the time we are not there for ourselves. Because the one who can have our back is us. And the dragon reminds us of that all we need is inside, always. It has always been there. Nothing is in the outside. The outside is like a cake. Get some cream on top. And it's nice to have some things, but it's not what's most important. Most important is what we learn, what we experience, the wisdom we gain through what we experience. That we take with us. Everything else is we leave. Really coming back to the core, to the basics, I would say. Yeah, the dragon trust. Yeah. That's interesting.
Okay. I know you just went blah. And I want to tell you.
No, sorry.
No. I want to tell you that I want to bottle everything that you just said and have everybody drink a bottle of it. That was very, very powerful. Wow. Are you a coach yourself? Are you a teacher?
Originally, I'm a healer and a teacher, but I had to come back to myself because I had to sort stuff out myself.
Yeah. Well, I love how you're being shown the pathway back. I love how you're, yeah.
You could say I had the knowledge already, but there needed to be some things where I really had to let go of the past, of people in the past, and finally come to what do I really want in my life and
Yeah.
allow that in. And that was kind of the changer. And coming back
Yeah.
from helping, I'm here to assist. I'm not here to help. Helping can someone once help. I'm only here to assist because life is every person's own responsibility. It's their choices, their decisions, their actions.
Yeah.
The only thing I can do is assist with giving the energy or doing
Yeah. You're
stuff
facilitating.
that needs to be done in alignment with soul, because I speak with the soul of other people, so I have a direct connection, you can say.
Love it.
What they need, not especially what they want. Or well, I'm the same. It's not what I want, but what I need. And that
Well,
was what I love, knowing what do I need? What are my needs? Because when you push everything down to fit in, and you don't even notice that you did it because you're already doing it for a long time, it's like it takes time to really go down the rabbit hole and find out what is really your needs. What do you really need?
Thank you. Thank you so much. You kind of put it, like, I know you said a lot there, and it was so powerful to hear you and really recognize some very, very big lessons in what you just said. And what you wrote in the chat as well, the inner dragon is the one who knows what we're here for. Boom. Right. Yeah. Yeah. I know that Janice and Sadie both wrote about their breath there as well. I noticed that my inner child breathes way quicker than I as a human being does. And my dragon is way slower. Like I actually feel my chest move in a completely different manner when I breathe at that inner dragon type of breath. Janice wrote her inner dragon breath was slower and deeper, and Sadie's was different with each of the breaths as well. Al, did you want to share? And Joan? Al?
I never thought of. I guess the inner dragon is like I'm breathing right now, relax. But inner child, I guess the inner child is quicker if I look at it. What's interesting this morning is I just slowed down my breathing. Something slowed me down, and that never happens like that. It's where I should be, right? It's where it was like I was breathing when you started. Even when you weren't doing the exercise, it was doing it. That's my comment.
Thank you. And I'm going to, the word should, you don't, there's no should, you shouldn't have to do anything. I just want to point that out. And I think it's just me being picky about words, like the try word, right? Like I've heard Simone uses the word try as part of her regular language as well. And I think it's just that real awareness of, when you come into this class, you shouldn't have to think about breathing a specific way. Like I've made it really clear, not necessarily in this class today, but I think it's been my something that I've really invited home to other people is this awareness that when we come into this, we don't necessarily have to like I don't say, oh, take a deep breath and hold it for 3 seconds and let it out for 4 seconds. Like I'm more about really recognizing that you're breathing, right? And then you can recognize the differences in the breathing. But if somebody's telling you how to breathe, that's I don't know, that's to me that's something else. And I'm not saying that there isn't a benefit to it, because I've done breath work. And there's a definite benefit to some of the types of breath work that I've done. They've been very impactful. But for the purpose of this work here today, I just like to acknowledge that I'm breathing. I like to acknowledge that you guys are breathing, and I'm not going to sit here and tell you how to breathe, because ultimately, as I've been making it really clear, is I'm not going to tell you that there's a right or wrong way to do anything. You're going to find your way through it. I'd love to facilitate that, but you're going to find that your way through whatever you do, ultimately. Okay.